Good morning and welcome to all of you. Today we have the next lecture on electromagnetic field theory. In this electromagnetic field theory, we are going to discuss about the electric field and magnetic field. Before discussing on the electric field and the magnetic field, we we were discussed about the vector calculus, vector analysis, dot product, cross products, and Cartesian coordinate system. In last lecture, we discussed about the Coulomb's law and force due to the on the charges and the basic concept of electric field intensity. Today we will discuss electric charge, charge density, and total charge and electric field intensity. So today we have the electric charge due to the small land, small surface, and the volume. And we also discuss the total charge. The main content of this video lecture is electric charge, charge density, total charge. Now the prerequisite for learning of this video lecture is the vector calculus. The student easily able to understand the concept of vector calculus, complex variables, Coulomb's law, vector form of the Coulomb's law, and dot product, cross product, Cartesian coordinate system. These are the prerequisites to learn this lecture. The course is focused on the foundation of the electromagnetic field theory. On the completion of this video lecture, student will learn the electric charge to be the point or point charge. They are able to understand the charge due to the surface, charge on the volume. They are able to calculate charge density, total charge of the volume, electric field due to a point charge, electric field due to a line charge. These are the main objective of this video lecture, through which students easily understand the concept of the electric field intensity, electric field due to the line charge, and electric charge, charge density, etc. These are the textbooks and other recommended books. Principles of the Electromagnetics by Will Sadiku is the author of this book. And other recommended books is the Electromagnetic Fields and the Waves, second edition, David P. Chain. Fundamental of the Applied Electromagnetics, sixth edition. Engineering Electromagnetics, second edition, by Paul E. These are the outcomes of this video lecture. Student will be able to understand the concept of electric charge, describe the types of the charge interpreted, the three common situations that generate the static electricity, state the law of conversions of charge, electric charge, charge density, total charge, electric field due to a point charge, electric field due to a line charge. These are the main objective of this video lecture. So these are the outcomes of this video lecture. So student will also learn the point charge and line charge, electric field, and charge density, total charge. Electrostatic is the study of effects of electric charge at rest and electric field do not change with the time. So, under the static conditions, the Maxwell equations become del dot D equal to the rho V, del cross E equal to the 0, del dot P equal to 0, del cross H equal to the Z. These are our Maxwell equations through which we'll understand the electrostatic and magnetostatic fields. So these are the very much important relationship to the Maxwell equations. And in the electrostatic and the magnetostatic, they have applications. So electric field is a study of the charge at the rest, and field does not change with respect to the time. So this is the electrostatics. Electric and magnetic fields become decoupled under the static conditions, enables us to study the electricity and magnetism as distinct separate phenomena. The study of the electric and magnetic phenomena under the static conditions as electrostatics and magnetostatics. The study of the electric and magnetic phenomena under the static conditions as electrostatics and magnetostatics. So, in the electromagnetic field theory, we will generally discuss about the electric and magnetic field, and they become decoupled under the static conditions. Experience gained through the studying the electrostatics and the magnetostatics phenomena will prove be invaluable in the tackling the more involved concept which deal with the time varying fields. Electrostatic is an important concept in its own right. So many electronic devices and systems are based on the principle of electrostatics. So these devices are the application of the electrostatics, and through electrostatic concept, all electronics devices such like the X-ray machines, oscilloscopes, inkjet, electrostatic printers, liquid crystal display, copy machine, that is the Xerox copy machine, micro electromechanical system, MAMPs, accelerometers, and solid state path control devices, etc. These are the application area of electrostatics. Electrostatics principles also guide the design of medical diagnostic sensors, such as the electrocardiograms, which records the heart's pumping pattern, and the electroencephalography, which records the brain activities. So, electrostatic principle is the very much application in the field of the medical science, or it is worked as a sensor, medical sensor, or biosensors, such as the ECG machines or the heart pumping patterns, and the other mind related graph is the recorded by the electrostatic devices or instruments. And correspondingly, magnetostatics has also a wide applications in the field of the electronic is equally important, and this concept is the utilized in design of systems such as loudspeakers, doorbells, magnetic relays, and maglev trains, etc. So, magnetron and the statistics theory is both theory is the very important. So, both combined and produce the electromagnetic field theory. Now come to on the electric charge. What is the electric charge and what is the phenomena of the electric charge? So, in this, we are going to discuss the electric charge. Most of classical physics can be described in terms of three fundamental units which define our physical reality. Mass. This is the three fundamental units. That is the first is the mass. That is the measured in the kilograms, and distance is measured in the meters. Time, example, the seconds. Measured in the seconds. So these are the three fundamental units which define our physical reality: kilogram, meters, and seconds. From these fundamental units, we can define other important physical parameters such as the energy. Mass is related to the energy, distance is related to the work, and time is related to the pressure. So these fundamental quantities or units is related with the other physical parameters such as the energy, work, and the pressure. However, these three fundamental units alone are insufficient for the describing all of the classical physics. Required one more to completely describe the physical reality. This fourth fundamental unit is the coulombs, the unit of the electric charge. It is the fourth fundamental unit. After discussing the mass in the kilogram and length or distance in the meter and the time in the second, we have the fourth important parameter for the unit, that is the coulomb, the unit of the electric charge. That is the unit of electric charge. All electromagnetic phenomena can be attributed to the electric charge. So all electromagnetic concept is based on the Coulomb or electric charge. It should be apparent that the electric charge is somewhat analogous to mass. However, the one important difference between the mass and the charge is that the charge can either be positive or the negative. So essentially, the charge, like the mass, is a property of atomic particles. Especially, it is important to note that the charge on a proton is the 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulombs. And the charge on a neutron is 0.0 coulombs. And charge on an electron is the minus 1.602 into 10 to the power 19 coulombs. Now we have an example. Example, that is the point charge, that is represented by the Q, and the charge having the positive charge. Charged particles of all types can be distributed unevenly across the volume, surface, or contour. Now come to the charge density. We have discussed the electric charge. In the next section, we have charge density. In many cases, charged particles, example electron, proton, and positive ions, are unevenly distributed throughout some volume. So we'll calculate the charge density, define the volume charge density at a specific point R by evaluating the total net charge delta Q in a small volume delta V surrounding the point. Small volume is given into the specific point at R from the distance of the origin have a surface, and the surface in the surface we have a small volume delta V, and surrounding the point charge Q. The volume charge density is the rho r is equal to the limit delta V tends to 0, which is uh, Q by V, or delta Q by delta V. This is the volume charge density. Volume charge density is a scalar field and is expressed with the units such as the coulombs per meter cube. Because Q has the unit coulombs and volume has a meter cube unit. So the volume, a cubical section is placed in the surface, so it has a volume delta V, and charge is surrounding to the point is the Q. So r is the distance from the origin. So it is the calculated by limit delta V tends to 0 delta Q upon delta V. Volume charge density indicates the net charge density at each point R within the volume V. Yeah, so the volume charge density will give the total charge, net charge density at the point distance R. Next, there are positively charged particles and there are the negative charged particles. Both can exist at the same location. In the delta volume, we have positive charges as well as negative charges, and they exist at the same location. Thus, a positive charge density does not mean that no negatively charged particles, example electrons, are present. It simply means that there is the more positive charge than their negative. There is negative. Positive charge density does not mean that there is no negative charge particles in the volume. It shows that volume has positive as well as negative charges are present. It simply means that there is the more positive charge than the negative. There are the positively charged particles and there are the negatively charged particles, and both can exist at the same location. Thus, a positive charge density does not mean there uh, negatively charged particles are present. It simply means that there is a more positive charges than there is negative. It is therefore more instructive to define delta Q is equal to the delta Q plus delta Q minus. Means total volume of charge is the combination of positive charges and the negative charges, electrons and protons in the volume, where the delta Q plus is the amount of the positive charge, therefore a positive number, and delta Q is the negative amount of the negative charge, therefore a negative number. We can call delta Q the net or total volume or total charge. Now, volume charge density can therefore be expressed by rho r equal to the limit delta v tends to 0, uh, summation of the positive charge plus the negative charge divided by delta v. Or we also express in terms of the volume charge density, that is rho plus r plus rho minus r. It is the volume charge density of a volume delta V. So in the particular volume, we have both types of the charges, positive charges and the negative charges. The value of the charges and quantity of charges depend on the volume. For example, the charge density at some location R due to the negatively charged particles might be 10.0 coulombs per meter cube, while that of positively charged particles might be 5 coulombs per meter cube. So this is the unit of the volume density, that is the coulomb per meter cube, which we have already discussed. Therefore, the net or total charge density is given by the formula, that is the 5 plus minus of 10, because we have the 10 coulombs per meter cube is the negative charge. The sign of these charges is the negative. Similarly, we have the positively charged particle, that is the 5.0 coulombs per meter cube. So total or net volume charge density is the minus 5.0 coulombs per meter cube. In the next section, we have surface charge density. In previous, we have calculated the density in the volume uh, or three-dimensional volume. Now we are calculating a charge density into the surface. Another possibility is that charge is unevenly distributed across the some surface S. In this case, define a surface charge density as by evaluating the total charge delta Q on a small patch of surface delta X located at point R on the surface S. Means we have a small patch of the surface delta S. The surface charge density is evaluated by the total charge delta Q, and this is located at the point R on the surface S. This is the picture shown that the point charge dot Q and line charge density, that is surface charge density. So in surface charge density case, we will take a small delta S, a small surface in the surface charge density case. Surface charge density is defined by rho s r, which is equal to as rho s r is equal to the limit delta s tends to 0 delta q upon delta s. In the previous, in the case of the volume, the formula is as delta q upon delta v. Now, instead of the delta v, we use here delta s because we are calculating the surface charge density. Note that the units for surface charge density will be charge per area. Example, C upon meter square. Because surface is the calculated by area. In the next section, the line charge density. This is the shown that the line charge, how you calculate the charge on the line, and how much charge is and how density is available on the line. In the previous two sections, in the volume charge density and the surface charge density, we are able to calculate the charge in a volume, charge in a area or surface area. Now, further we have a line charge density through which we are able to calculate the charge density on a line. One, let us consider the case where the charge is unequally distributed across some contour C. We can therefore define a line charge density as the charge delta Q along a small delta L located at the point R of contour C. If delta L is the small length, a small distance, and which is located at the point R of the complete curve or a complete line at the from the origin. Line charge density is defined by rho LR, and it is defined as the rho LR equal to the limit delta L tends to 0, delta Q upon delta L. So this is the line charge density. We are able to calculate the charge, unequally distributed charge on the contour. The unit of the line charge density is the charge per length, example, coulombs per meter. Now, total charge on the volume, surface, and contour. Simply integrate the charge density over the entire volume and you get the total charge Q contained within the volume. Q equal to the uh, integration 3 times rho V R dV, where this is the value of charge on the volume, and rho V is already calculated, that is the volume charge density, the total charge distributed across a surface by integrating the surface charge density, that is Q equal to the double integration of rho S R ds. So it is the total charge due to the surface area. Similarly, we are able to calculate the total charge distribution across a contour C by integrating the surface charge, line charge density, that is the Q is equal to the integrate rho L R df. This is the charge distribution across a contour. Now we have a solved problem. A circular beam of charge of the radius A consists of electrons moving with a constant speed u along the z direction. The beam's axis is the coincide with the z axis. The electron charge density is given by the rho v is equal to the minus C square, C coulombs per meter cube. This is the volume density, where the C is the constant and rho is the radial distance from the axis of the beam. Determine the charge density per unit length. So rho is equal to pi C A, where the radius is the charge of a radius A consists of electron A to the power 4 by 2 coulombs per meter. This is the formula for calculation of charge density due to the line, small distance. Well, it is Q upon delta. Charge distribution. This is the due to the point charges, line charges, surface charge, and volume charge. Four cases we have discussed in the charge distribution or charge density. So charge is distributed in the small incremental line, that is the dl. So distance from the P is r or rqp. We have to calculate the unequal distribution of the charge over the line. Similarly, in the case of the surface charge density or distribution, we generally take a incremental or a small area ds, through which we calculate the small charge density, and it is based on the r distance. So q is equal to the integration over the surface area as ADS. Similarly, case of the volume charge is dV is the volume, incremental or small volume in the complete volume, and Q is the charge, integration with respect to the volume, and rho dV. Electric field intensities, and in the last class we have already discussed the electric field intensity. Now we have further discussing about the electric field intensity, and electric field intensity is an elegant way of characterizing the electrical environment of system of charge. So here we have a charge Q1 and Q2. The force is acting on Q1 towards the Q2 is F2. Some points related to the electric field intensity is that field lines start on the positive charges. Always in the electrostatic case, electromagnetic field, the electric current is flow from positive to negative. So field lines start on the positive charges. Field lines stops on the negative charges. So the electron is moved from positive to negative charge. More charges, more fields. Suppose if there is a charges 2q and it produces the number of the field lines more as compared to the single q charge. From figure, you are able to understand that there is the concept, the charges, field line start on the positive charges and it will go into the negative charge, and 2q charge field having a field lines more as compared to q charge. Field lines never close to each other, or they never close to other lines. Field lines spacing indicates field strength. So more space, weak strength; less space, strong strength. So these are the basic understanding point related to the electric field intensity. Electric field intensity, the force due to the Q1 and Q2 charge, F2 is equal to the Q1 and Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 square. R1 to the square. Thus the force is the per unit charge can be written as the F2 upon Q2 uh, is equal to the Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1 to square. Thus the force exerted per unit charge is called electric field intensity or electric field strength. It is a vector quantity and is directed along a segment from the charge q1 to the position of any other charge. It is denoted by E. So electric field intensity is a vector quantity. E is the position of any other charge around the q1. Electric field intensity is the units is the Newton per coulomb. That is the force is in the Newton and charge in the coulomb. So generally Newton per coulomb is the unit of electric field intensity, and for practically use it is used the volt per meter is the another unit of our electric field intensity or electric field. The electric field intensity due to the n number of the charges we are at all the field due to the individual component and add individual component and will get resultant electric field. So resultant electric field is formula is given by that 1 upon 4 pi epsilon summation I equal to 1 to n q I upon r square. So this is the all about the electric charge density due to the point charge, due to volume, and due to surface, and due to incremental length. And we also calculate the total charge in the volume or surface. After that, we have discussed the electric field intensity, some rules regarding to the electric field intensity, and number of the charges. Now we have some multiple choice question based on this set. First multiple choice question: the charge Q is placed at the center of the line joining 2 points charges. That is the plus Q and plus Q is shown in the figure. That is the ratio of charge Q and Q is choice A 4, choice B 1 by 4, choice C minus 4, choice D minus 1 by 4. The charge Q is placed at the center of the line and two charges joining the line at the end, that is the plus Q and minus Q. Plus Q. So what is the ratio of the charge Q and small q? Electric field lines provide the information about choice C field strength, choice B, direction, C, nature of charge, D, all. So through electric field lines study, it is the gives the field strength, and it also gives the direction of the charges. It also gives the nature of charges. The force, question number third is the force per unit charge is known as choice A, electric flux, choice B, electric field, choice C, electric potential, choice D, electric current. In the last, we have already studied the electric field intensity. So we know that the formula of electric field intensity is the force per unit charge. That is the F upon Q, Newton per Coulomb. Two charges, that is the 1C and minus 4C, exist in air. What is the direction of the force? A, away from 1C, B, away from minus 4C, C, from 1C to minus 4C, D, from minus 4C to 1C. Since the charges are we know that the charges are unlike, and the force will be attractive. The force will be attractive. Thus, the force direct from 1C to minus C, because force is going from plus to minus, or the motion of electric field intensity lines from positive to negative. And these charges are the opposite sign, and they will attract to each other. Next question, that is the question number 5. Find the force of the interaction between the 60 states coulomb and 37 point state coulombs spaced by 7.5 centimeter apart in transformer coil. Coulombs, they 1 upon 3 into 10 to the power 9. Force is the 1.998 into 1.244, 8 into 10 to the power minus 16 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into r square. So it will becomes 1.815. Correct answer is the D. The multiple choice question number 6, that the SI unit of the electric flux is first Newton per Coulomb meter square, B Newton Coulomb per meter square, C Newton Coulomb square, Newton per Coulomb square meter square. D is the Newton per Coulomb into meter square. SI unit of permittivity of free space is A farad, B Weber, C Coulomb square per meter per Newton meter square, D Coulomb square per Newton meter square. For a charge Q1, the effect of charge Q2 and Q on Q1 will be A F1 equal to the F2, B F1 is equal to the minus of F2, C F1 equal to F2 equal to 0, F1 and F2 are not equal. The force of the two charges with respect to with each other is given by F1 and F2. F1 plus F2 equal to 0 and F1 equal to the minus of F2. This is the effect on charge Q. So right answer is the B, that is the F1 equal to the minus of F2. The surface considered for the Gauss law is called A. Closed surface, B. Spherical surface, C. Gaussian surface, D. Plane surface. For the Gauss law, which type of the surface we have used in the formulate the law? Last question is that find the force on a charge 2C in a field 1 volt per meter. So you have to calculate the force. We have given that the charge and electric field intensity. So electric field intensity E equal to the force upon Q charge. So charge into electric field intensity is equal to the force. So A equal to the 0, B equal to the 1, C is equal to the 2, and D is equal to the 3. Force is the product of charge and electric field. So F equal to the Q into E equal to 2 into 1, which is equal to 2 Newton. Correct answer is C. So on the basis of Coulomb study, we have further discussed about the charge, electric charge, point charge, volume charge, surface charge, and line charge. Today we have also discussed about the charge density, total charge density due to the volume, point source, and surface and by length. So this lecture is conclude that today we learned charge density as well as the electric field intensity, some solved numerical. So after watching this video, student will clear the electric charge definition and the charge density and electric field intensity. Thank you.